Hallo und damit ein herzliches Willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Yesterday Origins in der Rolle, ja, ich denke mir einfach diesen Glatzkopf, der da sitzt, und wir können offenbar auch hin und her wechseln zwischen dem Glatzkopf und hinter einem anderen Kerl hier, dem hier. Achso, wir sind der hier. Oh. Das sichtbare Zeichen deines ersten Klerikalranges, der Beginn deines Weges zum sazerdotalen Orden. Und? Okay. Moment. Wer ist das hier? Was kann ich denn überhaupt machen? Hey, wo bin ich denn? Hallo? Wo bin ich denn? Hallo? Wo bin ich denn hier? Ich sehe mich nicht. Hä? Warte mal, muss ich das Spiel neu laden? Spiel laden. Da. Ah, jetzt sitzen wir da. Ja, jetzt sind wir eigentlich hier. Okay. Das ist die Augenbinde, die du letzte Nacht auf dem Weg zur geheimen Bibliothek getragen hast. Ein seltsames Gefühl übermannt dich. Plötzlich hast du es Angst, es zu berühren. Du nimmst deinen ganzen Mut zusammen und in dem Moment, in dem du es berührst, schleicht sich, wie von Teufel selbst dir beigeschworen, der kleine Mann aus deinem Albtraum in deinen Kopf.
Before you can control the unknown sense, you must first learn to see through the eyes of yesteryear, young disciple. Your mind stores every single detail of everything you've seen. Close your eyes and say goodbye to today.
Was so?
Breathe. Then open them anew. And yesterday is here again.
Okay. Ah, wir sind jetzt wieder hier in der Bücherei. Okay. Erstmal die Hotspots kennenlernen. Zack, 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 zack. Einige eigenartige Mönche ist es nicht seltsam, dass denen noch nie diese Buntglasfäser im Kloster aufgefallen sind. Fenster. Ah, okay. Und dennoch weißt du, dass du das Gebäude nie verlassen hast. Stimmt. Du wirst Giuseppe jemals wiedersehen? Ja, in langen, verblassenen Erinnerungen wie dieser. Wir schauen uns natürlich erstmal gründlich an. Es war Bruder Diego, der zu ihm sagte, gebärde dich nicht nur weiter wie ein Dämon und die Inquisition wird noch dieses Muttermal untersuchen. Okay. Okay. Dann haben wir... Moment. Du wünschst, James hätte auf ihn gehört, als er ihn bat, das Buch von Giuseppe zu lesen. Auch ihn untersuchen wir mal. Er ist nur wenige Jahre älter als du, doch der gütige Herr hat ihn mit einer Tonsur der extremen Sorte gesegnet. Oh, warte mal, da ist was. Du weißt immer noch, wie Giuseppe sie mit Cochineal Pigment gefüllt hat, mit dem man rote Farbe herstellen kann. Als Toribio sich die Kapuze über den Kopf zog, schrie er wie ein Schwein, das abgestochen wird. Oh, was haben wir denn da? Eine Robe, die so makellos ist wie alles, was Tobi sein eigen nennt. Ich sehe die Flecken. Aber ich kann sie nicht genau untersuchen. Warte, den Herrn kennen wir doch. Er redet, liest und schreibt nicht. Der perfekte Komplize und Vertrauensmann. Er sieht aus wie der Kerl, den wir gerade besucht haben in der Villa. Ein blindes Auge. Oder auch nicht. Giuseppe hat ihn mal von der Seite verspottet, weil er dachte, er könnte ihn nicht sehen. Ursus hat ihn an der Gurgel gepackt, in die Luft gehoben, gegrunzt und schließlich wieder losgelassen. Giuseppes Hals sah noch Monate danach wie eines Gehängten aus. Ursus hat nach dem Feuer die Sprache verloren, das ihm die Namen zugefügt hat. Du fragst dich, haben Hals und Mund etwas mit der Fähigkeit zu tun, Laute von sich geben zu können? Ohne seinen Rosenkranz geht er nirgendwo hin. Du fragst dich, was er ihm wohl bedeutet. Was ist mit dir? Er grinst so hämisch. Jeans de Odurna, dein Lehrmeister und Tutor. Versuchen. Dunkle Ringe unter seinen Augen zeugen von seiner Liebe zum Lesen. Ob du in einigen Jahren wohl auch welche Farben haben wirst? Und hier. Die zarten, sauberen Hände von jemandem, der anderen die Drecksarbeit überlässt. Oh. Offensichtlich. Aber warum kann ich seine Hände hier nicht untersuchen? Ich muss mich konzentrieren, um jedes Detail einzuprägen. Irgendwas habe ich übersehen. Nach der Franziskusregel darf die Kapuze nicht so groß sein, dass sie das Antlitz verdeckt. Wenn du bei diesem frostigen Wetter nach draußen müsstest, wärst du dankbar, wenn es diese Regel nicht gäbe. So. Okay, was können wir noch für Details anschauen? Das Fenster habe ich schon. Nochmal. Nee, warte mal. Okay, dann fangen wir mal an, mit dem hier zu reden. Wenn es schon im realen Leben oft witzlos ist, mit Ursus zu reden, wie soll es dann erst in der Erinnerung sein? Nicht wahr, Bertha Ursus? Wenn du die Möglichkeit hättest, Torbio reinen Wein einzuschenken, was würdest du ihm sagen?
I respect you, in spite of it all. It's not easy to observe the rule of St. Francis these days.
And why don't you observe it as well?
Science, logic, and history bid me otherwise. I feel like neither Giuseppe nor I have been just with you. For that, I apologize.
I knew you would come to your senses as soon as that Italian devil lost his grip on you. Dead dogs don't bite.
Er ist nicht sehr freundlich.
You disgust me. You're a clueless, tattletale, brown nose who doesn't understand what he copies. And it's not just the books. It's the rule of St. Francis and all of that meaningless nonsense you observants constantly repeat.
I'd rather be a brown nose than end up covered in shit, Brother Iago. And that's exactly how you'll end up.
Arschloch. Rede ich jetzt mal mit ihm? Wenn du noch einmal mit Giuseppe reden könntest.
Why did you have to die?
Who knows? Those Greek gods you love used to claim the beautiful first. And I don't mean to brag, but between you, Botillo, and me, there's just no comparison.
I will never forget you, brother.
Botillo sure won't forget me. At least not until you find out why Father Hines calls him so much.
Did Hines give you a proper Christian burial as promised?
I think you know the answer better than I do. Whether you're ready to admit it is another story.
Schön, wie ich einfach gefundene Gespräche mit den Leuten sprechen kann. Du fragst dich, was wohl in diesem mörderischen Buch zu lesen ist. Wonach sucht Jeans in den Seiten? Ja, wonach sucht er? Kann ich mit ihm reden? Es gibt Dinge, die du Jeans niemals fragen würdest.
When the Inquisition captured me, you found the dead body of my friend Alonzo, whose recently deceased corpse could pass as my own. Isn't that too much of a coincidence?
I believe you have reached your own conclusion. But remember what I always tell you. Chance does not exist. It is Satan's hand. And sometimes it uses our own to achieve its goals.
Giuseppe.
You knew that Giuseppe would die upon reading the book, didn't you?
All I had were suspicions, the same as you.
You said you appreciate me for my talent with languages. What will happen the day I'm no longer useful?
Have you ever seen me do someone harm? Don't fret. Although you are the devil's son, how could you ever cease to be useful?
Nee. Was kann ich mir noch einprägen? Okay. Dann schauen wir uns mal ein bisschen weiter um. Ach Mann. Was ist das denn? Salz, unverzichtbar in deinen Wintermonaten, wenn die Scharniere an Türen und Fenstern einfrieren. Vor allem in diesem Teil der Abtei. Oh, wir haben Salz mitgenommen. Papier, das zweitbeliebteste Gut unter den Kopisten der Abtei. Novizen wie du haben keinen Zugang zum kostbarsten dieser geschätzten Besitztümer. Tinte. Oh Gott. Ein Zirkel. Okay. Was machen wir eigentlich hier? Du wirst erst wieder an deinem Pult sitzen, wenn du Giuseppes Mörder gestellt hast. Das Buch in der geheimen Bibliothek. Weil nur gucken, ob ich irgendwas mitnehmen kann. Okay, hier kann ich nichts mehr machen. Was haben wir hier Schönes? Was ist denn da auf Giuseppes Pult? Eine leere Garnspule. Nehmen wir mal mit. So, noch was wir finden können? Nee. Reden wir mal mit ihm. Hätte Jeans nur auf dich gehört, als du ihn batest, das Buch vor Giuseppe zu lesen. Bruder Torbio, zufällig Handlanger im Skriptorium, freiwillig observant und augenfällig ein Arschloch. Bottillo, die iberische Delikatesse besteht aus Schweinegedärmen, die mit allerlei Fleisch gefüllt und mit Bindfäden verschlossen werden. 5 Sekunden nachdem Giuseppe zum ersten Mal von diesem Gericht gehört hatte, besaß Torbio auch schon einen neuen Spitznamen. Warum hat er diese Löcher in den Händen? Warum kann ich das nicht sehen? Eine geflickte Stelle an einem praktisch neuen Habit. Wie hat er es zerrissen?
Say, Toribio? You must be thrilled, now that Giuseppe is dead. No one will ever call you Bottillo again.
Shh! Remember, we know nothing.
Calm down, I'm not going to tell anyone.
But the devil can hide anywhere. Only God knows who is watching us and where from.
What do you think happened exactly?
Didn't I tell you already? It was the devil's doing. He has possessed that book.
I thought the devil specialized in possessing people.
Are you really that naive? He can possess the very air you breathe. I heard that about 2 years ago, in a village far away, the devil possessed a hog so that it would devour the son of a noble.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Later, upon returning to my cell, I thought I heard whipping in yours.
That's not true.
Do you remember that the abbot prohibited self-flagellation? Do you?
Why? Why can't a pious man pay for his evil deeds?
What evil deed did you perform last night? I thought nothing had happened.
Go with God.
Warum ist das Gespräch nicht jetzt beendet? Ich will weiter mit ihm reden.
You must be... Shh. Calm down.
The devil.
Where's the library?
I don't know.
Come on, you often disappear with Brother Hines. I'm sure that's where he takes you.
Of course. I'm the best copyist in the Abbey. And who else would he trust to copy the secret books?
And?
He always blindfolds me, just like last night. It's better that way. I won't have to resist the temptation of reading heretic texts.
Do you think that Hines knew what was going to happen?
You take that back. Father Hines is a saint, not a murderer.
When Giuseppe started to bleed, you did nothing to help him.
It was the devil's doing. That was Satan's blood. It could have contaminated me.
I helped him.
Then get away from me.
What are you copying?
A text lacking in righteousness. Hortensius by Cicero.
But was it not the very same book that led St. Augustine of Hippo to embrace faith?
What's that? Oh, yes, but God can write straight on crooked lines. That does not prove that the book is not impure. Furthermore, St. Augustine was a sinner before he was a saint. Grant me chastity and continence, but not yet. Pervert.
If the book is everything you say it is, why are you copying it?
Because that cursed Father Ezekiel is contaminating the soul of our dear abbot. He manipulates him with his science and his art to lead him off the righteous path. I wouldn't rule out the use of magic either.
Bruder Botillo.
You must be thrilled now that Giuseppe... Shh! What was that, Brother Botillo? I can't hear you.
You're acting just like him. I expected more out of you.
Okay. Nur unter Pio, Jeans Lieblingskopie, darf die Bücher dort auf den Regal anrühren. Warum? Okay, ich kann ja nichts machen. Dann gehe ich jetzt mal da lang. Wohin ich auch hinkomme. Oh, ich bin draußen. Was haben wir hier? Es ist so weit oben, dass andere dich bei der Arbeit nicht ausspionieren können. Schön. So, Kerzen. Seit Giuseppe sie mit gemahlenem Pfeffer bestäubt und darauf Chaos ausbrach, hat niemand sie mehr angezündet. Ne, kann ich nichts machen, okay. Ich gehe jetzt mal hier zur Tür hinein.
May I come in, Father Hines?
My door is always open to you, Brother Iago.
Also dich im Näher, fällt dir etwas auf. Der Schlüssel, den Jeans gestern Nacht bei sich hatte, bevor er die Augen verband. Schlüssel. Mönche. Ursus.
What makes you so attached to Ursus?
His gratitude, just as yours, bonds me to you.
You saved Ursus's life as well? What had he done?
Oh, I don't even remember.
You've forgotten?
When the Inquisition wants to execute someone, they don't need an excuse. Who cares?
I know you're not fond of Father Diego and the other observants.
How could I be? Their insistence on returning to the rule of Saint Francis is ridiculous. Their idea of poverty makes me laugh. You need money to preserve the knowledge of books. And a full stomach to think with clarity.
But you pretend to like them.
I must. If not, they'd rally against me in my library. They'd find out what I'm hiding, sooner or later. And they wouldn't like it.
Remigo.
Don't you think our abbot is a saint?
Oh, no doubt. He has a view of the future, and would certainly embrace anything that Father Ezekiel and the like propose. But he knows that without the observance, he would lose his grip over the monastery. That's why he tries to please them. And he's not the only one.
Ezekiel.
What do you think of Father Ezekiel?
He stands up to the observance and understands the world through reason. So brave, and yet so naive. The only reason that governs this world is that of your father, the devil. I do prefer him over that gang of lunatics, no doubt. But I must proceed with caution and not show him too much esteem. By the way, he should be showing me how that printing press of his works sometime soon.
Torbio.
I don't understand why you always favor Brother Toribio.
You are the better pupil, no doubt. But you'll be better off if you draw little attention to yourself. On the other hand, commending Brother Toribio helps me win over those he sucks up to. The observance.
Gestern Nacht. Giuseppe.
You said you would grant Giuseppe a Christian burial. Have you done so already?
Ursus took care of it before the morning prayers. Don't worry about it.
I'll pray for him.
Don't waste your prayers. Keep them for you and for me. But send them to your father, Satan. Beg him to grant us the ability to read that book.
Where were we last night?
It's best if you don't know.
Why?
Ich will's aber wissen.
You are my most prized possession. I don't want to lose you.
What if I had read the book? Would you have left me to die?
Not in the slightest. I wanted you to see the power of the book. But you're not ready yet.
What if Toribio had read the book?
That coward. He would never have even tried. I only took him to incriminate him. I was afraid he'd badmouth me to the observance. Now he won't dare.
Y.
The book has a Y on its cover. What does it mean?
I don't know, Brother Yago.
My name is Miguel. Yago is only the name you gave me after helping me escape the Inquisition. It starts with a Y.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Warum nicht? Das stimmt doch.
Do you know anything about my father?
Yes. He rebelled against God and turned into Satan. He stayed in the shadows for centuries, but one day he will rise.
I'm talking about my human father, the Duke of Fuentenegra.
You don't have a human father.
I don't follow.
In order to avoid further problems with the Inquisition, the Duke confessed that you weren't his son. Years before, an old man who claimed to be a messenger of the King of Naples spent a night at your father's estate. The next morning, he had disappeared, leaving behind all of his belongings. His clothes were lying on the bed, covered in blood. And among the clothes and blood, they found a happy and healthy baby. You. The Duke, who hadn't managed to conceive an heir or bastard, kept quiet and gave you his family name. And no one ever heard from that old man again. It was all the devil's doing, no doubt. An act of your true father.
You have denied it countless times, but what if the Inquisition is still looking for me?
The plan worked perfectly, Yago.
My name is Miguel.
Your name is whatever I say it is. Miguel de Fuentenegra was devoured by a diabolical pig in that dungeon 3 years ago. That's what the Inquisition believes, and I can't think of a better story.
Reise gen Süden.
Sometimes I dream of returning to Fuentenegra, and
Don't be a fool. What if someone recognized you? As I've said before, I didn't give you a new life for you to throw it away in vain. Your place is here, at least until we decipher that book.
when you saved me, you were already master copyist of Santa Brigida, and Fuentenegra is more than 20 days away. How did you find out about me?
One of my most grateful pupils is now a scribe of the Holy Office. He knows of my commitment to understanding ancient books, unknown languages, and lost knowledge. When the Inquisition set their sights on you, he contacted me. I left immediately and arrived just in time to save you.
I feel like I'm wasting my time here in Santa Brigida.
Your gift for languages is very useful, and it will be so even more in the future.
Well, I've got my own ideas for the future.
Speak.
You know how much I enjoy ancient mythology. Maybe I could focus on writing about it, like...
The fact that I allow you to read certain books does not mean you can flaunt this knowledge. Anyone who speaks of pagan myths will automatically become a target of the Inquisition. Do you wish to go through that again? Or do you have any better ideas?
I'd like to follow in Father Ezekiel's footsteps and do something with my hands. I like the forge, to see iron come to life, like Vulcan, the blacksmith deity.
Your talent lies not in your hands, but in your head. I will not let you put it to waste. Any other ideas?
Since I understand all languages, maybe I could be a missionary and evangelize the Americas.
What part of I am Satan's son have you not yet understood? Any other ideas? Listen to me. You are the devil's son. There's nothing you can do about it. Make the most of the gift he's given you.
But how? His is the book that killed Giuseppe.
Perhaps, when you decipher it, we won't have to hide anymore.
Then why don't you let me give it a shot?
I must first test it on other subjects. I can't risk losing you.
Well, I'm willing to take that risk.
I would protect you with my own life. If you want to risk your own, you'll have to do it over my dead body.
If the book is my father's work, why would he kill me?
Because the book is not your father. Does it have eyes? Does it know who you are? Can we be sure it will recognize you? Can we know if it has a will of its own?
I could use a mirror to read the book's reflection, just like Perseus did to avoid turning into stone when looking at Medusa.
Oh, nonsense. Mythology is nothing but myths, legends, and lies. But the power of the book is real. You've seen it.
Heiraten.
I think I'm not cut out for the priesthood. I'd like to get married, you know, meet a woman and...
And? Do you think I'm a virgin? I will give you, not one, but many women. When you reach the priesthood I have planned for you. But let time take its course. What else do you have in mind?
Ja, sonst nichts mehr. Ich habe alles gesagt. Okay. Gut, dann würde ich sagen, ich mache dann erstmal hier an der Stelle Schluss. Bleibt mir gewogen und bis morgen. Ciao.